What's up, Exiles? It's Hegemony, and I wanted to go over with the 1.2.4 content update and race season 9 patch notes. It's been a while since we received any notes, and yeah, I just wanted to give my thoughts on them. First, we're going to start with the race season 9 preliminary information. Many players have been asked about race season 9. We're not yet ready to post the full details, but we've prepared today's news post to share some information about the season. Note that anything mentioned in this post could be changed by the time it's released because we're still testing it aggressively. We're planning for the season to start approximately Saturday the 18th, which has been postponed to the 25th, I believe. This is less than 2 weeks from now. We're currently considering switching to shorter but more frequent race seasons. Our current expectation is to make the season 9 a 4-week season, followed by season 10 starting in December. The new demigod item will apply to the next 3 seasons. So it's going to be more bursty for less points, and it's going to focus on a new type of mechanic. A new type of race mechanic we're testing for season 9 is the event where the ladder consists of the time it took players to kill a specific boss, for example, Vol over Soul. This type of event encourages a completely different style of racing than we've seen so far, which is good. Diversify your race types, which is kind of like the Descent Champion's general boss. This is very, very similar to that. Master missions will likely be disabled in most type of races. That's definitely necessary with the RNG factor. We're considering a famine, flask in life, mana, ES, don't refill in town, fixed seed race as our signature event. Now, I don't have any experience with these races. I never really did one. I imagine it's more nitpicky with like how well you play and how much you actually make an effort in dodging. Could be interesting. I'll try it out. We will continue to award alternate art unique items. Because of their shorter seasons, there will be fewer different items per season. We're also working on improving the in-game event UI. This change will probably be included in 1.2.4. So I don't know if this means we're going to get an in-game calendar of when the events go live. I assume that's what it means. As a side note, we're also planning a 1-week Rampage Beyond Hybrid League in the gap between the end of the current challenge leagues and the deployment of 1.3.0. Unless there are prizes like for getting to level 80 or 90 or whatever, I don't see myself participating in that. I'm kind of got my fair share of Rampage and Beyond. I'll probably mess around with a lot of builds with a bunch of unspec'd skill trees and test some stuff out. Alright, so moving along, we have, okay, so because of the race season uses tech from 1.2.4 patch, we're planning to deploy on Tuesday. We've confirmed the start date of the race season to be the weekend of October 25th. We'll be posting a full schedule next weekend in advance of the starting season. Today's news update describes some of the changes in the upcoming 1.2.4 update. New skills, Herald of Thunder, and a skill called Lightning Touch. Now we actually click on this, and nothing looks out of the blue like weird as far as the links. It's just got reduced mana and clarity, and it looks like the lightning storm. Now if we actually, this gem was actually released on Reddit not too long ago, but we look at this, it's duration, AoE cast, so it's kind of like a storm call, but there's a cooldown time, so if you kill everything at the same time, it's only going to go off once. The cast time is 1 second, the base duration is 6. That means you're going to get 6 bolts before it expires, and the damage effectiveness is 50. So if you add in like added cold or added lightning, you're going to get half of what the gem says. The mana reserve is 25, no different than any Herald, and it does add lightning damage to spell and attack. But the most important part of this is it cannot shock. So the prerequisite is that when you kill a shocked enemy, you then gain a Herald of Thunder. And that's an AoE effectiveness of what they said, something like Ice Nova. deals 2 to 73, and that's just the nature of lightning damage in general. It's from the lowest low to the really high highs. I do see this being pretty strong with like wanders or spectral throw range characters. I don't see it being all too great in melee. Melee, you need to really deliver a payload really significant in order for, I mean, it's pretty much you got to kill the thing within like one multi-strike, or it's, you know, your build starts to fall off. But we'll see. I mean, we'll definitely test it out. I imagine the quality on this is going to be the same as all the other Heralds, 15% increased lightning damage. But this is what it looks like in game. Looks pretty amazing. Alright. Now, another thing that's been released is Ziggy recently teased that there is 2 new uniques coming out. One of them is the Imperial Staff. Now, logic only dictates that we have a Searing Touch, the Fire Staff. We have a what's it called? A Terran Shiver, the Cold Staff, and then we have a Pledge of Hands, which could be arguably for like Summon Raging Spirit or EK, you know, other spell or minions type staff. So this seems to be the lightning patch, so I can only assume that this is a lightning caster staff. They also, or Ziggy also teased that the actual name of this lightning touch got renamed to Lightning Tendril. And if you guys are wondering what a tendril is, it's like a, it's like this. It's like a spirally, curly vine or whatever. Now, if this is going to be lightning based, I imagine it's like maybe something you put in the ground as a melee character, and then it whips, you know, lightning damage to whatever is in the AoE range. It definitely has a lot of concern on how immediate the payload delivery is going to be. I don't know. I mean, I can only hope for the best that it's big and it hits a wide enough area so it's not clunky. I mean, I'm already kind of disheartened about the idea of planting something and then it coming out kind of like Molten Strike. You know how Molten Strike has the upfront hit, and then the projectiles go up and then they finally land. That is a little worrisome. I like more instantaneous damage dish, but we'll see. New microtransaction skins, Seraph Sword and Seraph Shield. Some new hideout decorations, 2 new unique items, one of them being the Imperial Staff, and I guess the other one is not a Diamond Supporter unique. They usually specify when it is coming out. You can now set your default loot allocation type, so that's good. No more having to configure all automatically every time. You can control click a waypoint and select new, and so this means you don't have to go to town and create a new docks. You can just go to the docks waypoint and then immediately get ported into a new docks without having to, you know, go back and forth between loading screens. Added a new support for the, or added support for a new type of race that scores players on how long it took to complete an objective. So this is going to be more like a ladder feature to see the time, to see who's really running it super efficiently and getting those kills really quickly. I guess it's also worth noting that they released there was another video or another highlight from Chris. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Probably got bumped down, but it has to do with the artwork coming up with the new armor sets, and they show the theory behind the look. I'm not able to find it, but I'll link it in the YouTube video. Thank you guys for, you know, tuning in and listening to my thoughts, my rants. I'll continue to do more updates and teasers as we get, you know, content available to us, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Feel free to hit the like and subscribe button, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.